on down. Welcome to Safariland for 2000, and can you believe it's 16 already? My name's Tom Campbell. Welcome to Safariland. Come on down, we got plenty of room here. We're going to give away a lot of product. Put your business card in the fishbowl here. You got to be present to win, however. All right, how many people here have never been to a SHOT Show before? First one? Really? All these years? And you never came? Oh my God. Well, glad you're here. About time. See what you've been missing all these years?
Yes.
Yes. All right, how many people here are gamblers and are up? One guy.
How many people?
One person.
How many people are poker players?
How many people are way down? Nobody ever admits that. They always say, well, I'm even. I'm even, right. Well, again, welcome. You know, every year at the SHOT here, we introduced our new line of what we call 7TS, or 7000 series of holsters. In a few minutes, you're going to meet a gentleman named Bill Rogers, who is the person who patented Kydex. You've heard of Kydex holsters? Well, in 1973, Bill patented Kydex, and we have moved on a lot since those years. Last year, we showed you the new material called 7TS, or Safari 7, that allows us to do things and we can now do a variety of finishes. But not only that, this particular holster for the Glock will fit a Glock 17, a 22, a 31, a 34, a 35, and a Glock 41, the new 45 auto, all at the same time. And new this year is our new finishes. We now have basket weave available, and we have high gloss, something we couldn't do before. I'm going to pass these around, and yes, I do want them back to you. All right? Another thing we introduced a couple of SHOT Shows ago was our rapid light system, or RLS, designed to be a primary light for either plainclothes or duty use. It's 190 lumens. It uses 3 AAA batteries, and I can mount it on any Picatinny rail or handgun that has a light rail. Now it's locked in place. I can use an uncompromised grip. If I'm left-handed and want to shoot it strong hand only, I just switch it to the other side. And now I can shoot it from that side as well. To remove it, you notice my hand stays behind the muzzle, always a good idea. Put the gun back in the holster. Well, this has been such a success that we thought we ought to introduce his baby brother. This is called the Rogers Rail Light. Yes, named after that Rogers, Bill. This is a very small light. It uses 1 AAA battery. It's currently 30 lumens, but it's about to come up to 90 lumens. And this will also slide on to the Picatinny rail just like that. Again, I'm using an uncompromised grip that has a momentary or constant on switch. And for all you guys, how many people have an AR out there? Everybody. How many have more than one? Everybody. Well, if you've got a weapon light on your AR, you know you don't always need 750 lumens. Sometimes 30 lumens isn't a bad idea. So this will pop on real easily onto your quad rail and kind of hide there. You'll never know it's there. So what we ought to do right now is give one of these away. Bobby, you want to come up here and draw? If you have to put your business card in the bowl, you got to do it right now. We're going to draw from one of these lights. Don't want one more gentleman coming up. There you go. All right, Bobby, you want to... Man, they're coming. They're coming quick. They're coming quick. All right, we're going to give out a lot during the show, but remember, you got to be here to win. Young lady right here. All right, stir them up, Bobby. Go ahead and pick one. No, not that one. No, yeah, that one. Okay.
All right, here we go.
And the winner is Waturo Yamanka. There we go. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now, do you have a gun to put that on? You have a gun to mount that on?
Oh, okay.
If not, go buy one. All right, thank you, Bobby. All right. Right now, I'd like to introduce the gentleman who patented Kydex way back in 1973. He also has over 40 patents in the firearms and holster industry, and I think he's going to have 41 by the time we leave tomorrow. He also runs his own school, the Rogers Shooting School up in LJ, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Rogers.
Thank you, Tommy.
It's all yours.
So last year we introduced what we call the 578 holster, and the neat part about that is we had one holster that could fit almost 200 guns. So it fit all of the Smith & Wessons, all of the Glocks, all of the FNs, all of the HK products. So you had that wide variety, but it would not fit the Springfield products as well as the SIGs. So this year we have the newest model that fits those as well. But again, it uses a middle finger release just as you're trying to form a grip of the weapon, you clear it and draw the weapon. And by adjusting this, we can adjust to fit all those guns. So the way we do it is if you look at all the polymer guns out there and measure the width, the difference in width is only about 20,000ths of an inch difference. So we can make the holster that's the same thickness, but all we have to do is figure out how, and we use what we call a frame jack to be able to take and push the weapon up and stabilize the weapon from the trigger guard up to the top. And then the locking device takes and adjusts. It works simply by pushing into it, it's locked in place, we can lift you off the ground. So this year we now came out with a newer holster for the inside the belt. So let me talk about that. We have two positions that we typically wear inside the belt holster. So we can wear it in what we call the appendix position or in the small of the back around the hip. But that's two different holsters. And the reason is that our body from this position slopes off dramatically. So if I put a holster up here, it wants to do this. If I take and reverse it and try to put it in this, it's just the reverse because our body now goes to a hip position. So the way we adjust it for the appendix position is we move the belt loop up as high as we can. That takes and gives us stability toward our body. We also include what we call an appendix pad. The appendix pad simply goes in and locks in place. We have three different thicknesses. We have large, medium, this happens to be a medium, and a small, and that's all based around the transition distance from here to our body. When we go to small to the back, oh, by the way, this has an adjustment so that it adjusts to the thickness, the width of the belt. It's very important that we lock up on the belt because that's what stabilizes the holster. So I can adjust it to whatever width. I go from 1 3/4 inches to 1 inch. Secondly is I change the cant. So if I'm going to move this holster here, what I simply do is I'll take and move this to the second hold position. I'm changing the CG because I don't want, because my body's trying to push it in, I don't need any more force from the belt. So the draw on this from an appendix position is simply to grab and lift up and you got your blast. It simply unlocks just like we did before. It's using the middle finger release to lock. Now if I take the same holster and I'm going to take and swap it off, this is the appendix holster. If I'm going to now take and put that into the small of my back, first I will remove that appendix pad, I will change this over, and then what happens? I simply put it here, make sure it locks into the belt, lock in position, and now we have behind the hip holster. And the draw is the same. Get a shooting grip on the weapon, draw it, lock it back in place. So it allows us to take a holster that'll fit either appendix, strong side, or if you want to do cross draw. It also allows us to fit almost 200 of the firearms that are out there commonly used. I wear the thing for the last 3 months. I've worn it 12 hours a day. I get up in the morning, put it on, drive an hour and 20 minutes to work all day long, go back, finish dinner, take it off. It's that comfortable. I'm going to pass out this and I'll let you take a look at it. So remember when you're drawing it, you're simply going to close the grip right here, just with your middle finger and draw the weapon out. I need this back, folks, but you can if you want to just pass it around and let's make sure that we got it. If you get a chance, come on by the booth. We'll show you a lot of other new products, but we don't have time to dedicate to everything right now. But we're right here at this desk. We'll be happy to talk to you after the show. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bill. You know, I've known Bill forever, and he never stops inventing things. It's amazing. One thing after another. All right, right now I'd like to bring up a couple of members of Team Safariland. One member, Mr. Bobby McGee, come on over here, Bobby, is also part of our R&D team. That's research and development, not roads and drainage. Let's get it straight. Bobby, how are you?
Good.
Okay, and Bob Vogel. Come on up here, Bob. Both of these gentlemen are premier members of Team Safariland, and we always ask them to write down some of their accomplishments, but kind of keep it short, because I'd have page after page here. They wrote down every match they've ever won. But recently, Bobby McGee has become the 2013 and now two-time Puerto Rico IDPA national champ, the 2013 Arizona State IDPA champ, and he's a six-time Washington State IDPA champ. Not bad, Bobby. We don't get Bobby a lot of time to shoot anymore, simply because we keep him locked up in the R&D shop in Ontario. Now,
I sneak out every now and then.
yeah, he sneaks out all the time. Bob Vogel is the 2014 Pro-Am champ. He is the IPSC World Champ and IDPA World Champ, and he is the seven-time IDPA National Champion. They're going to show us the various types of rigs that they use for these particular styles of shooting. Gentlemen, stage is yours.
All right, thank you. All right, so like Tommy was saying, we're part of Team Safariland. I have the awesomest job in the world because I get to go out and travel to compete and also help design new products. Bob Vogel and I, we travel the circuit together, IDPA, and also it's a USPSA. So Bob, go ahead and tell everybody what rig you're using for IDPA and why you like it.
Yeah, sure. This is my IDPA rig. I've used this same exact rig actually. It's a little worn. 4 or 5 years now. Won quite a few national world championships with it. Starting out, the holster, it's a 5198 holster. What I like about it is the one that holds the gun straight up and down, not canted forward or even canted back. It's really helpful on the draw when my hand comes right under the gun. It also holds it up a little higher. As I put my hand on the gun, I can wiggle my thumb, and I have a lot of clearance for it. A lot of holsters set low and they're too tight. When you go to draw the gun, you're jamming your thumb into the holster, into the belt. You're not getting a good grip on the gun, so that's huge. Also right here, it's kind of hard to tell, but they removed the material right here, so there's not too much material. A lot of times you go to draw the gun, I want my hand, the knuckle, my middle finger to touch the gun, not the holster. So a lot of them have too much material. So those are just little things like that that'll help out. The belt, No32 belt. This is it's 1 3/4 inch, very rigid, very stiff, which is important when I'm running, moving, squatting down, coming up. The gear doesn't slide around. It's something a lot of people don't think about, but it matters a lot. And then last, these are the 773 mag pouches, and they hold them in the correct position. The biggest thing about these is they don't cover too much of the magazine. They cover 2 inches, which is what's required in IDPA. A lot of pouches cover all the way up, another inch, and you go to grab the magazine quickly. Very important how you get it in your hand. So all those little things contribute to just being able to perform with the gear.
Thank you, Bob. So as I mentioned earlier, we travel the circuit, we compete, but we just don't go there to compete. We go there, we converse in the hotel room. We're talking about always developing new products. Now this system here we developed a while back. This is a setup Bob was using for IDPA. So based off of that, we wanted to develop a belt system and a carry system, not only for IDPA, but also for concealed carry. So just that R&D part of it, we developed a new belt. This is the 332. It's a very rigid belt. It can be used for IDPA or concealed carry. Then it rolled off into the law enforcement sector. As you can see, this is a very rigid belt, very similar to the 332. It's 1.5 inches, so it works great with concealed carry holsters. It's very thin as well. But the good thing about this belt, not only being rigid, it has a non-slip material here. So once your gear is locked in, it does not slide. We use this anti-slip. Also, it has a Velcro hook and loop in the front. You can take it on, easy on access. Also with a belt snap in the front, so it keeps it contained. I'll go ahead and pass this around real quick. The double mag pouch system, this is a 779 open top. Has a quick disconnect snap loops here as well. You slide it anywhere and position it everywhere. So go ahead and pass that around. And lastly, we have our USPSA production rig set up on the 032 belt. It's a 3/4. But the good thing about this system, we run our ELS, which stands for Equipment Locking System. So it enables you to take this system off and on and position your gear where you want it. Very popular for 3-gun as well. And also the same holster Bob uses, the 5198, with our new USPSA kit, which Rob Latham is going to be talking about this. So thank you guys very much. That's all I have. So stick around and we'll answer any questions after.
Guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to draw for a gift certificate here. We have got a gift certificate good for any Safariland or Bianchi holster, so it could be worth quite a bit of money. We can get one of our race holsters, our 014 valued at over $200, or some of the cowboy gear. It's also a little pricey, but beautiful. So if you've got your card in the bowl, you got a chance here. We're gonna ask Bob Vogel to draw it. We're gonna find out who the lucky winner is.
All right. Mark Lawrence.
Mark Lawrence. Mark, are you here? Mark Lawrence, going once? Going twice? Not here. Okay, we'll draw another one.
That one. Let's go.
The winner?
Arthur Scotto.
Arthur Scotto, FBI. Arthur? Is that you? That's your dad? Is he here? He gave you the authority to do this?
All right.
I trust you.
All right.
Thank you. You look a little nervous there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like to bring up the captain of Team Safariland, a gentleman who I've known a long time. He's also my boss and the VP of Safariland. He is also a shooter. He's three-time USPSA National Class Champion. And Scott, you're in your 34th SHOT Show.
That's right.
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scott Carnahan.
Yes.
Scott?
All right. Thank you, Tommy, very much. Well, it is fun to get here. It's imagine that we still have all the passion after all these years to come out and do this and have the continuation of being able to develop products. With the video cameras that we have here, body-worn cameras for law enforcement is really becoming a very big deal. And one of the main things that we're able to do and develop with the product that we have here, along with HP, Hewlett-Packard has helped develop electronics for us so that if stuff hits the fan and he doesn't have time to turn the camera on, when I draw the gun out of the holster here, you can see the light turn green and now it's recording. It'll buffer back 30 seconds. And so whenever I draw like the handgun out, or handcuffs, or a baton, or a taser, it'll trigger the system to turn the camera on just to be able to have that extra buffer and assurance that we're able to record the actual incident. So just, again, a ton of electronics and development is going into the product, along with our new injectable holsters that we have here, and coordinating with video cameras. All right, thank you very much. Tommy, good.
Thank you, Scott. This is my 26th SHOT Show with Safariland, and I got a few with Smith & Wesson before that. But when Safariland started 52 years ago, it was one gentleman in a garage. Now there's 2,500 people in a really big garage. The company has grown tremendously over the years. That gentleman, Neil Perkins, is not here right now, but it is a true American success story. Absolutely. All right, right now I'd like to bring up another member of Team Safariland who also shoots for Team Smith & Wesson, Julie Golden. Julie is three-time Bianchi Cup Ladies Champion. She is four-time IDPA National Ladies Champion. And get this, 13 times, 13, that's one in the three, USPSA Ladies National Champion. Pretty good.
Thank you.
Is it all because, it's all because of the gun and the holsters, right?
Absolutely. And the ammo.
And the ammo. You had nothing else to do with it? No, nothing to do with it. Ladies and gentlemen, Julie, go ahead.
Hey everybody, how you doing? You enjoying SHOTSHOW? Who shoots an M&P? Oh, you right here. Brand new holster for you. How you guys doing? So obviously Bob and Bobby gave us a great demonstration on the modular system that we have with the ELS system. But as a woman, I can't tell you how much I love this because I need to set my gear up a little bit different because I don't look like them. I have long...
You look nothing like him.
My arms aren't this short. But basically, I need to have my gear set up in a way that I can reach it every single time. So I have a 5198 holster that's set a little bit lower and a little bit offset. I don't need as much offset as some other people do. But basically, this allows me to get the gun in the right position every single time. And the beauty of it is, I have this plate set up so that I can change out this holster from an M&P to a Smith & Wesson 1911. Whatever I'm using it, it's always in the same place. Same thing with my magazine pouches. I'm using a combination of 771s and 773s. I really like the 773 in the front because it allows me to get quick, easy access to my magazine, and it's nice and short. But if you'll notice along the back, I have 771 pouches, and they allow me to get my full finger along the base of the magazine so I can have a fast reload. If you watch people trying to reload a gun like this, it's never going to be as fast. But if I can guide it in every single time, the most critical aspect of that is getting a good grab, and I can do that with the 771s. So basically, having this system set up and being able to change from different gun, whether I'm shooting production, single stack, you name it, is such a valuable thing to me. And it's set up for me as a girl. So there you have it. That's all there is to it.
Thank you. Are you going to win the Nationals this year?
Which one? All of them?
All of them.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, now I'd like to bring up another member of Team Safariland who also shoots for Team Colt. Ladies and gentlemen, Maggie Reese. Maggie is quite the competitor herself. She's also, you folks ever watch Top Shot? Well, you saw Maggie on Top Shot. That was season 2? Season 2, excellent.
Best season.
The best season, yes, because you were there.
Obviously.
She's also the 2-time USPSA.
No, three.
Well, why does it say 2?
I don't know, but I need all of them. I'm trying to catch up to Julie, so I need 3.
3, okay, 3-time
I got ways to
USPSA.
go, but I'm trying.
National Ladies Multi-Gun Champ. That means you shoot more than one gun?
Yes, so that's 3 guns, so that's...
Times 3, that's 9 times. 9 times champion, I get it.
Up in the world.
And she's also a 3-time Ironman Street Gun Iron Maiden champion. And Maggie's going to be showing us the new Safariland quad shot shell holder, the model 086, that we can actually give out some of those today. You've got the cards.
I've got the cards. Want to do it now, or shall I?
Now show them how
All right.
well it works first. Anybody out here own a shotgun?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Go ahead, Maggie. It's all
All
yours.
right, thank you so much. Building off of what Julie was talking about with our ELS belt system, it's super nice for 3 guns. So 3 gun is kind of the fastest growing sport out there right now in the shooting sports. And you're seeing a lot of innovation and a lot of new products coming out as people are really trying to push the gear limits. And normally when I'm up here, I'm talking about open division, but tactical division is so huge that we've got to be on the forefront of products for tactical division as well. And of course, Safariland does that. You'll recognize the 085, which is what they used before, and it's still got great application because I can pull 4 out, 3 out, 2 out, 1 out, whatever I need for that specific situation, and really make it work. But it definitely requires like a lot of dexterity with the fingers and a lot of practice and a lot of work to make that kind of fit. And there's so much going on with the stage, and so many people are really trying to get in it and get fast and going. That's why we developed this quad loader. This is the 086. What's really neat about it, of course, because it incorporates with the ELS belt system, is that it's set up to be really functional and really work for you no matter what you want. It's on the fork. It's got adjustments built in to adjust the tension, so depending on your particular brand of shell, you can make sure that it fits for you. You can cant it different ways. Some of the men you see, they're kind of shooting like this underhanded and pull it out. That's how they're quad loading, but I can't quite support the gun. It's a little bit too heavy for me to do that on the stage. So what I use is an over-the-shoulder technique. Holding the gun in close to me, it helps me relieve some of the weight of the shotgun on my shoulder, and then that frees me up to grab strong hand and pull 4 out at once. So I'm going to slide the first 2 in, and then the next 2 in. So you'll see the first 2. I've only had like 12 cups of coffee this morning. First 2. No. Not a shell problem, but shotgun problem. Let's try that again. I'll pull 4 out. The first 2 go in. This is what happens when I load my shotgun out. Anyways, I'll just toss those aside. So the first 2 go in, the second 2 go in. But you can see how fast you pull that out And it's just really, it doesn't quite require the same technique and the same work that the 085 did. It's just super fast, super smooth. If you're shooting a real shotgun that hasn't been disassembled for SHOTSHOW. But it's awesome because you can coordinate it and adjust it for any situation that you want on the stage. And then when you're done with it, you just pull off the fork and you put it aside and then you're done and you can reconfigure for the next stage. So that's what always makes Safariland so awesome. So Tom's gonna come back up. Don't trip, don't fall. It's like marbles on the stage up here.
I love the way your shotgun shells match the outfit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta
The
color
shoes, the
coordinate.
shirt, the eye, everything. It's perfect. Very well coordinated, my dear. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Well, let's give away a couple of those.
Yes,
lady
I've got
sections.
in my pocket. Let's see. If you'll grab a card for me.
Go ahead. Pull a card out here.
All right, we've got an 8 shell, which I'm showing right here, and then we also have a 4 shell cap. So let's give away number 4 first.
Okay, go ahead. Pick the card. See who the winner is. Remember, you got to be here to win.
All right.
Well, you're going to have to proxy your dad here. That's okay.
Jeff's Gunslingers.
Jeff's Gunslingers.
Hey.
Right here. All right, Jeff. You're getting a card because we forgot to bring the certificates.
We'll mail it out to you, though.
The holders, but we'll get it to you, Jeff, for sure.
All right. And next one.
Now for the 8 shell holder.
Arthur Scoto.
Arthur Scoto. Didn't we just win?
FBI?
Yeah.
FBI in house?
Okay, you just won, correct? Right. Can't win twice, so we're going to pick another one.
Hold on.
Must have been more than one card in there.
That's smart.
Okay, now the winner is
Oh no, it's
Jeff's Gunslingers again. You only win once. How many cards have we put in
I
there?
know, I like this. I mean, you put like 12 cards.
What's that? There's 4 of you there. Oh, okay. All right, all right. Which one was it? Sorry, didn't know. What was the other Jeff Gunslingers? Her name on it?
Jim, how about Jim?
All right, you're the winner, Jim. There we go.
All right, man. Thank you very much. Magic card. Thank you, guys.
All right. So now we'll get these shells for you, Maggie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I bring up the next member of Team Safariland, I'd like you to direct your attention to the TV screen right up here.
Dear member Arizona, your newest member of the CMSA Hall of Fame right now, his name is Kenya Lawson.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenda Lansing. Come on up here, Kenda. I tell you what, every time I see that, I love. Did you got folks notice the behind the back shot?
Yeah.
That was incredible.
It wasn't planned that way.
It wasn't planned, but it
It was
worked
an
pretty
accident.
well. But it saved you how much time?
It trimmed off a half second off of everybody for the overall top time.
Half a second's
So
a lot.
sometimes a mistake turns into an advantage.
And how long was that run?
12.2.
12.2 seconds. Would have been 12.7. Half a second is
the
huge.
next closest person to me, men or women, was 12.7.
Excellent, excellent job. Folks, Kenda is the 2009 CMSA and 3-time overall world champion and a holder of 13 world records, beating all the guys. She is also the 4-time CMSA World Point Champion Cowgirl and the 2014 CMSA World Championships Double Down Champion. I love that double down stuff. Now, the horse, Sparky, has got to be given some credit. Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
well, I certainly couldn't run that fast.
Definitely
on
not.
foot.
Definitely not. All right, Kenda, why don't you show us what you're using, the guns and the holsters, and you've got something to give away here too today,
I
don't
do,
you?
I do.
All right, excellent.
Okay.
Stage is yours.
Thank you. A few years ago, Yankee Cowboy, under the Safariland name, collaborated on a line of mounted shooting holsters and gear designed for the sport. Some of the features, as you can see, I'm wearing this holster up high on my waist, which is different than where you would wear it if you're shooting from the ground. And the reason we wear it high is because I need to allow clearance for the saddle once I I'm sitting on the horse. So once I'm in that sitting position, it stays up and doesn't hit my saddle as I'm riding. This two-piece belt system has dual side buckles on each side, so I can adjust I can tighten it up once I get on the horse. Then I don't have to wear it tight all day long. Once I'm on the horse, then I can tighten it up right before my run. It also comes with a weightlift style wide piece in the back, which provides a little bit more support while I am riding my horse. The holsters themselves, they're genius. I just think it's the greatest invention ever. There's a metal plate sewn within the layers of the leather. So as the leather naturally will soften over time, these holsters will retain their funnel shape for the life of the rig. So I won't ever try to holster my first gun and have my holster collapse. In addition to that, we put a relief cut in the front so I have a quicker target acquisition. As you saw on the video, on that 5th shot where I had to reach back behind, I'm out of ammunition at that point. So I must holster my first gun and draw my second gun. So that open funnel shape and the relief cut in the front enables me to holster the first gun, draw the second gun in less than 2 strides of a horse length. So that, without skipping a beat at all, I can get in and out and acquire my next target right on track. In addition to that, we put a tension screw on the back of each holster, so it can accommodate both a Colt or a Ruger model. So if I switch between manufacturers, I don't have to necessarily buy another set of holsters. As always, first in innovation and technology, this year we came out with a long gun holder that sits mounted to the rear side of my saddle. We also, in addition to just the revolver shooting the stage you just saw, we also have shotgun and rifle. So I'll shoot the first 5 targets with my revolver, holster, and then draw either a rifle or a shotgun out of my saddle and shoot the remaining targets with either the shotgun or rifle. So this piece here slips right in, it affixes right to my saddle, and I'm ready to go. In addition to that, we came up this year with what I like to call a mounted shooting range bag. It's basically a bucket that hangs over the top rail of the fence, so on the top edge of my arena, and it allows me to access all of my gear during my practice session without ever having to get off my horse, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're out there all day, it sure does make a big difference. It saves me a lot of time. The front pouch here has a mesh bottom for all my used cartridges, so when I can unload my gun, throw my spent brass in here, and at the end of the day, snap it off, dispose of the brass, and I'm good to go. It also has holsters that attach to the side so I can transport them from my barn to the arena without any hassle. Who here owns a horse? Sir, you've just won a bucket organizer. And even if you're not a mounted shooter, these are great because you can put your brushes, your grooming supplies, vet supplies, whatever you want. Come on up. You're welcome. Congratulations. All right, thank you all. Have a great show.
Thank you, Kenda. But before you go,
Oh, yes.
I want you to turn around, face that way. Folks, I want you to see the belt-fit boots she's wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Check out the boots, huh? Always got an extra round of ammo.
Right, you never know when you need it. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kevin. All right, now I'd like to bring up a young man who has proven to be one of the best shots, if not, in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Duck Koenig. Not come on up there.
Thank you, Tommy.
The only person that might argue that is Robbie.
Maybe once young, I wouldn't say youngster right now.
Yeah, I remember Doug when he was 17, was it? The first match at 17, didn't have a beard.
I didn't have any facial hair.
No, none. You weren't old enough to grow it.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Koenig is the 2013 5-time European Bianchi Cup champion. He's the 2014 and 6-time World Action Pistol champion. And he's the 2015, and get this number, 16-time Bianchi Cup champion. And Doug is the first shooter to shoot the Bianchi Cup clean. Perfect score, 1,920 points. And he did it with Robbie's revolver that never shot that well when Robbie shot it.
It took a lot of work to get that thing trained right.
I know, all those misses that were accumulating in that gun.
It wasn't that good when I owned it.
Doug is also the first person to shoot the Bianchi Cup clean with a semi-auto pistol, which he uses now, correct?
Same.
Correct.
Yeah.
And he obviously shoots for Team Smith & Wesson as we can, and Team Bass Pro, and Team Hornady, and oh my gosh. If we turn around, it's kind of like a NASCAR shooter.
Great partners. I'm very fortunate.
And Doug, if you're not familiar with the Yankee Cup, it's 1,920 possible points, 192 X's, and Doug's best score was 1,920 points and 187 X's.
87 at Yankee, 88 at the World.
187 X's. That's absolutely incredible.
It is. It's
All right,
crazy.
Doug,
All right.
let's see what you're using for equipment.
All right. Well, I want to start out. I got an 014 for Smith & Wesson M&P. Anybody here with Smith & Wesson? Shoot a Smith & Wesson. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Well, thanks, Tommy. Anyway, so the rig that I'm using, the ELS system, the 014 competition holster, the importance for me is consistency. Whether I'm shooting Steel Challenge, Yankee, Masters. When it comes to Steel Challenge, for those who don't know, it's a steel match. The nationals consist of about 8 stages, 8 courses of fire, 5 targets apiece, and you have a draw. You shoot 5 runs, they keep your best 4. So the draw is really, really important. So the gun has to be in the same spot all the time, because if I lose a 10th, even a few hundredths over the life of the match, it'd be 40 draws, right? That's going to come down to a couple seconds, and a couple seconds is going to be the difference between finishing first and probably 10th. It's really that tight. So for me, the consistency of having my gun in the same spot for the speed and not missing the draw. Now, how that correlates into Yankee shooting, like Tommy was talking about for me, that's a super precision course of fire. We're shooting D1 targets, Yankee target, with an 8-inch 10 ring, and then there's an 8 ring outside that, a 4-inch X ring. That's what we're talking about, the X's. And we shoot all the way out to 50 yards, and we're shooting moving target out to 25 yards. So for me, we're going prone on the practical, we're going prone on the plates. So my gear has to be able to hold up from going prone multiple times. I can't have my stuff flying all over. I can't have the holster, collapsing or shifting or moving. Because for me, the most important thing when I draw that pistol, Yankee's different. It's not a speed game. It's an accuracy game. So when I present the pistol, the most critical thing for me is my grip, and then the position of my finger on the trigger. I like to be just outside the first joint, and it has to be perfect. So my trigger stroke is the same every time. You can see there's no room for error there. If I have too much grip, I'm too far in. I have too much finger on that trigger, I'm going to get left and right. And if I'm not far, if I'm too far out and I'm on the very tip, it gets too sensitive, and then I start just cherry picking the shots, start jerking a little bit. So it's all about being consistent. It's the only way, whether we're shooting steel, USPSA, Yankee, that you can continue shooting those scores at that level is about your gear being consistent. Okay, and it's all about the setup. I got this pouch. It looks different than what Robbie's going to wear and some of the other competitors. This pouch has got a magnet in it. It was designed for steel shooting. We should have 5, 6, 7 mags in it, and we don't have to reload under time. So it's nice just to have all your mags right there. One at a time. Throw the empty in the bag. Keeps everything organized. And then for Yankee shooting, when we are going prone, previous pouches, some other people that tried to make without the magnet, you go prone and all your mags fly out on the mat or out on the ground. I mean, that's terrible. Now you get dirt and stuff in your magazines. Keeps everything organized, nice and clean and tight. And for me, being able to use this gear is really what separates, for me, winning no Yankee Cups and winning 16. I've been with Safariland since 1987. And I have to thank them for a huge part of my performance over the years of being able to win the championship. So thank you very much. I hope you guys have a great rest of the SHOTSHOW.
Doug, don't go away. I think Doug, you had a little bit to do with those wins. You're not like Robbie. Robbie buys a lot of skill. I think yours comes natural. Doug is so good at giving away stuff. We're going to let him pick another winner here. Doug, why don't you grab the fishbowl? Again, folks, a gift certificate good for any Safariland or Yankee holster. And what Doug didn't realize we're doing this time, it says it's also good for any one of Doug's guns. We're going to fly the winner to Doug's house. He's going to open up all his safes. You'll have 5 minutes to pick a gun that you want.
It's about time it's not my gun.
Well, we gave away all of Robbie's guns. He only got one left.
He only needs one, though, right? He needs a production gun.
That's right. All right, then why don't you pick a winner? Who is the winner? Jeff's Gunslingers again, Mike Gay. Well, you guys 3 out of 4, unbelievable.
Wow. I'll keep that card out of the bowl.
There you go. All right, congratulations. All right, thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right, now I'd like to bring up a member of Team Safariland. He's not paying any attention to me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Latham. Come on up here, Robbie. And his younger daughter, Kippy Latham. Come on up here, Kippy.
Hi, Dad.
Darling.
He told me I had to take pictures of him.
Okay.
The only way I could come. Hot mic.
Kippy, folks, is the 4-time USPSA National Ladies Champ. She's a 4-time USA IPSC Gold Team member and Women's World Team Champion.
That sounds impressive.
That is impressive.
That's cute.
She's the 2014 Western States Single Stack Classic runner-up.
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. But her dad has a couple of accomplishments. He's a much older dad here.
Much older.
Robbie is the first and only male 6th Division USPSA National Champ.
Julie will be honest now.
Right. Julie is actually the first female.
She's the first person.
First person ever. Robbie is the 2014 Bianchi Cup production and 9-time Bianchi Cup champion. And get this number, the 26-time USPSA National Champ. Pretty impressive. So Kippy, I think what we ought to do is let your dad show us how he does it.
I think we're going to do that. I was going to play today, but Rob tends to overpack when he goes on a trip.
Right.
So there was no room for my belt, holster,
your gun and all that?
So just 2 extra pieces of things.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I overpacked.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob, why don't you show us,
Thanks, hon.
Robbie, show us how you make up for lack of skill with extra speed.
Well, you just have to spend a few dollars, buy this rig, go buy one, you'll be me. Thank you very much. First off, I gotta have a little energy. It's Thursday. I'm slowing down a little bit. I want to be able to make the time, so I need to hear a little enthusiasm. Anybody up at the casino? 1, 2, 3. That's 3 times more than yesterday. Who is down?
The rest of them.
Yeah. No, how many don't play? There, my friends, are your winners. I bet the casinos don't want to hear you say that.
Probably not.
Probably not want to say. Well, thank you for coming to our demo. I have been working for Safariland since the dawn of time,
Yeah, about that.
which is right after Tommy started.
Yeah, I was there first. I admitted it, yes.
He was the leader of it all. When we started this team, it was really kind of a different program. We modeled it off of more what we saw in sporting teams like NASCAR. As a matter of fact, the first uniforms we ever got, Carnahan developed all that stuff, was through a team who was doing uniforms for NASCAR. And we really modeled it out. Instead of, focusing all on one person, even though I think that had been a great idea, we chose to develop a group of people. What's turned into Team Safariland at this point is this great group of people you've seen that dominates through many different sports. We use the knowledge that we gain in that competition and testing and proving of products and put them into all the markets we're involved in, away from just competition. I actually do as much shooting, if not more now, in training for law enforcement and military than I do in competition. But you're here to see some draws. Let me just give you a little background. The first national championship I shot was in 1981, which obviously a lot of you weren't even born in the shoot competition now. But in that first national championship in Fredericksburg, Virginia, they had a stand. Were you born? Yeah, you're not that young, Dave.
That was the year Bobby Vogel was born.
Bobby was born that year? We'll give that boy a block of meat, a cheese meat.
I was 2 when I did my Fredericksburg.
Were you in Virginia?
I was 4 in
Not good enough. Try harder. Don't be a quitter, Dave. We had a set of events in that thing called standard exercise we don't do anymore. And what happens in the standard exercises is they give you a fundamental test. It isn't a field course where you run around. It is they give you a time limit to see if you can make a hit in that. The very first thing we had to do was to draw and shoot one shot in 1 second at 7 yards.
How hard could that be?
Well, at the time I couldn't do it. I actually tried to draw, and it was completely different. You have to understand, we didn't have electronic timers like this. There was a guy with a whistle and a stopwatch. And he'd blow the whistle, hit the stopwatch, and when it went by the one, he'd blow the whistle again, and then somebody else standing there would try to determine whether or not you shot afterwards. So it was really kind of a good old boy system.
Yeah, and you didn't have a lot of friends, did you?
You needed friends in this because I saw people go, buzzer go, or whistle go, whistle stop, shot fired, oh yeah, you're good to go. Saw other people like myself that were afraid to fire the shot. So I drew and couldn't get the gun on the target where I wanted to be in that amount of time before the whistle blew, so I just didn't shoot. Now that was 1 second, which is this long right here. Emil, put your hands like this. Okay.
Because he drops a gun
Occasionally I drop. Here's what that 1 second draws. You can see it defined perfectly here because that second buzzer goes off. It's not on delay, is it? Was it fast? Did you even see it? I know.
Now,
Burn that one right up, huh?
Back then, if you didn't make the shot in time and you missed, you lose 10 points. The most you can make was 5.
Right. The penalty for failing to make it was twice the value of the shot. So it was worth not shooting. Let me make sure I've got it right here. All right. I still made it and I messed up the draw. That's good, Rob. Good job, Rob. Normally I like the crowd when I screw up. I want them to go, ah. So here, let's practice. Ready? Let's try it again. You gonna practice? I can't help but do that because the whole concept of pointing guns at you all is very uncomfortable, even though I've deactivated it. But I still don't like doing it, so I constantly just check that. So I'm gonna mess up, and when I don't make it, it needs to be a good awe. Right? Squirrel. Yeah, see, you got it. Now my mom, I'd like to tell this story. My mom used to sit right where Emil is, and she wouldn't even really watch. She'd be talking to somebody, and I'd do the draw, and whether I made it or not, she's like, oh, that was awesome, you easily made it. One time I didn't draw like I did that other one, like that was awesome, Rob, and everybody's looking at mom like, okay, so 1 second, obviously, at this point in time is very easy. I still don't know.
Why you couldn't do it? Well, you always say you can buy a lot of skill.
Well, our equipment is dramatically improved off of what we had then. But I would like to think I still could have done it. But
we're done at 0.8.
Let's do an 80. Now it's only 0.2 of a second, but it is 20% of the time. And I've been tested many times over. My reaction time is right down the middle of average. So this is 0.80. See if I make it. All you're trying to see if that click happens before the second buzz.
No problem.
I can probably do that and aim. I'll aim this time.
You did aim. That's what Doug has been teaching.
That's not comfortable. I don't like that.
You don't like the aiming?
I like the idea of draw, fire, aim.
Right.
It's easier.
Make sure you recover, see the sight after the shot.
Exactly. Now I'm going to set it up for 0.6. Now 60 is working close towards as fast as I can go. You'll have to be able to tell me if I make it. I can't tell because I'm too busy trying to pay attention to something else.
No problem.
Make it? Well, no, I wouldn't say no problem. It's still hard.
Come on, you got to go to 0.5 now. That'll be the problem.
Okay, now 0.5 is the number. That's 5 seconds. I can make that.
Of course, we just think you're setting the clock for that.
Yeah, as far as you know, I put that in 0.5, right?
Do it from surrender position.
Okay. Faster from up and down.
You make it good?
I can't tell. If you let me shoot one shot, Tom will know.
You're ready to retire, go ahead.
One more try.
Right there, right on it.
It's right on it. I really can't tell. It's very, very close. I need to shoot the gun to be able to know. That would be my last time doing this. Now, in that same match, we had a thing in the standard exercise way to draw, shoot one shot, reload, shoot one shot. We got 2 seconds to do that. I never even tried to do the reload. I just drew and shot the one shot, made certain that it was a good hit. Because I couldn't do a reload in a second, I couldn't do a draw in a second, so I didn't think I could do a draw and a reload in 2 seconds.
That makes sense.
Makes
But
sense, right?
You'd lose 20 points if you missed.
So this is, I don't drop the magazine in that break. This is 2 seconds to draw, shoot one, reload, shoot one.
Why couldn't you do that?
I have no idea. Unless we bought some excellent equipment.
I think you did.
Right. You have a choice. You can train to become better or buy better equipment. It's up to you. Doug took one road, I took another.
Now, Rob, when you shoot normally a 6-round stage, you need about 3 reloads.
Well, in USPSA, for instance, the largest course of fire, I'm getting the hook. The largest course of fire is 32 rounds. For that, you'll notice, I believe, how many mag pouches are there? So I've got 6 with 11 in the gun. So if I'm shooting minor, I have 71 rounds. That's about right.
That's about right for 32 shots.
32 shot course of fire. Now the hard one.
Now you've made this the last
2 days I've done this, so we're probably jinxing myself. I'm going to draw. Dry fire the gun, drop the magazine, try to do 3 consecutive reloads in 4 seconds. Unfortunately, I'm under the pressure of having done this before, so.
Good luck, honey.
Thanks, son.
Squirrel. But this is Vegas. Should we bet on this, folks?
I wouldn't bet for this. Here we go. Come on. I jumped on the camera.
Just like a real match, you're going to do over.
There's hardly any flashes in your eyes right before you shoot it. And here's the part you don't know. This is so much harder than really shooting. Whoops! The flash was in my eyes. I couldn't see anything. Yeah, I still see the flash.
Scott, do you have Rob's
Sorry, you would have had to be here yesterday.
Scott, do you have Rob's contract?
No, we're not going to be doing that.
We're not going to be doing that?
No, that was Thanks, Emil. My kids, they're going hungry now because of you.
All right, Lado, thank you, Rob. You did it twice the last 2 times. Well, that's a tough one.
Sorry. It's a tough one. Next time.
All right, what we like to do now, folks, is we're going to have the World Dry Fire Championship. I'm going to bring all the team members up. Come on, guys and gals. Let's come up here. I'm going to get off the stage because it gets dangerous. Now, after we do this, folks, the team is going to throw out hats that they've all signed into the audience. And we've got some team posters as well available that everyone has signed. And we're also going to spend a few minutes up here if you want to take some photos, you can. All right, you got that timer set for me, Rob? Yep.
I still have some. Okay. You didn't leave me enough to get it done, right?
By the way, thanks for loading this.
Hey,
All right. All right, team, this is going to be 1 shot on the draw. Understand? Robbie, you understand the course of fire?
What?
1 shot on the draw.
Draw, shoot 1 shot, reload, shoot 1 shot?
No, draw, fire, 1 shot.
Draw, shoot 1 shot.
All right.
We can.
Hands at your sides.
Which one?
Both of them.
You have to do cross draw. No, we're going to use the Bob Vogel draw. When you draw the gun like this, and then hold it like that.
Yeah.
And draw the magazine like that. It's a new skill. And don't worry, everybody will be doing it soon.
All right, shooters, this is 1 shot. Shooter ready. Stand by. Maggie, pay attention.
I was like in the zone.
Pretty.
Is this for real now?
This is for real.
real, okay.
We're going to pick a winner here. Shooters ready. Stand by.
Oh, it was Bob. It was Bob. It was Bob. It was Bob.
All right, one more time.
Do that in the match. I only do it here.
It was Bob.
He's like this.
Shooters ready. Stand by. Whoa.
Everybody wants.
Bobby always thinks he wins. You know why? Nobody in front of him was as fast as him. I'm dead serious. He doesn't notice that he's about here and Bob's putting his away.
All right, we're going to make this a little more difficult, Robbie. I want both hands up. Surrender position.
This is not the surrender position. You know what this is? I'm about to shoot you position. Just so you know. If you tell me to, if you tell me to put my hands up and I go like this is like, okay. I'm not surrendering.
Shooters ready. Hands are up. Shooters ready. Stand by.
Bobby,
I set him up.
He jumps all the time. Now he's got me going with him.
All right, this is going to be one shot, reload, one shot. Again, you can draw both guns.
Wrist up?
Hands up.
I imagine you'll want to be looking in this area right now. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just saying.
Maggie, just don't draw the shot shells, all right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Shooters ready. Stand by.
We won!
Followers,
Ladies, it's not a team event. It's not a tag team event, sorry. All right, one more time, then we're going to throw some hats on the audience. All right, this is hands at your sides. 1 and 1. Shooters ready? Stand by.
Bob, you got it. He's trying to put the gun up. This is Bob. Bob, put the gun up. What?
Bobby, I think you're going to do Robbie's demo tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, Christy Rogers, wife of Bill Rogers, and also a Bianchi Cup national champion and a USPSA Ladies national champion. He's handing out some hats here. All the team members have signed the hats. And they're going to face uprange and throw them out. It doesn't matter if you're standing directly in front of the stage, because just like the shoot, the bullets go everywhere. Well, the hats are going to go everywhere.
Give me exception.
All right, Team Safariland, are we ready? All right. Team is ready. Robbie, do you understand the course of fire? Nope. Robbie, do you understand the course of fire? No, he doesn't. Okay. Shooters ready. Stand by. Throw them out there. There they go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Team Safariland. We're going to be up here taking some photos if you like to. You want to come up and talk to the team afterward, please do. Again, we've got posters. And we want to remind you that at 4 o'clock we have happy hour. All holsters are half price. Or you can get 2 for 1. All right, ladies in front, please. Where's Bill? Bill Rogers, come on up here.
It's like an eclipse of the
All right, folks, thank you very much. We'll be doing another Team Safariland demo tomorrow at 11 o'clock.